Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, you see here on the screen, Faction Hunt, second day of Faction Hunt. Now, I know I have done a video on how I do Faction Hunt. I dual wield, use two ships, speed cruise, and speed right through it. Past few times, Faction Hunt has come up, going about it a little differently. As many of you know, and as many of you are feeling it, way too many loops, way too much grinding. So when Faction Hunt comes up, do you necessarily feel like grinding? No, not really. I don't know that there are many of us that really feel like grinding anymore. So, how do you do Faction Hunt? Take a look at the scoring options. Yes, kill Klingon ships at that level, or that level, or that level, or tier up Federation ships. Because this is the Federation's version of Faction Hunt, you then kill Klingon ships is another scoring option. Now, look at the points for tiering up certain faction ships. It is relatively the same through all the factions. This just happens to be the Federation one. Naturally, if you're in the Romulan one, you tier up Romulan ships, you'll get some points. Klingon one, tier up Klingon ships, you get some points as well. The bigger the ship, the more points for the tier up. And I mean, the rewards are nice. So you want to do this. Now, it does suck that the higher level you go, the more points you actually have to do, but the rewards don't increase. It does kind of suck. But the main reward is the Officer XP, especially if you can do all the Faction Hunt. And with the Mess Hall giving you benefits to having a lot of officer levels, what you really need is a lot of officer XP. So Faction Hunt can help. Now, why I mentioned tiering up ships, you see I got an Enterprise loaded up. This is the G3 Epic. I have lots of G3 Epics. That is probably more specific to me and players of my level, and I understand that not everybody is going to, one, be able or want to tier up faction ships during Faction Hunt. Because let's face it, to tier up, you have to put on the components, and the components cost materials. Well, depending on the tier, it actually may not. Because you can see my shields for this Enterprise here aren't costing any G3 uncommons. Now, take a look at the weapons. Yes, they are costing materials, uncommon materials, but it's not that many. Therefore, not that many points towards a material spend, so I no longer care. But again, that is me. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to tier up this Enterprise. Yes, I am technically wasting materials, but it's not that many. It really isn't. I noticed it a few months ago. Maxing these G3 epics for material spend, and it's like, Jesus, I'm not getting any points for it. I'm barely getting, I don't even remember. I don't even think I was getting 1,000,000 points. I wasn't even getting, I think I was maybe getting 300,000. And it's like, what? If that, and it's like, why? Why am I saving it? What's the point? Especially because if I save it for Faction Hunt, you know what it can do? Take a lot of time off my grinding for Faction Hunt, but I would still get the rewards for Faction Hunt. And I got enough Latinum, I don't really care about that. Check the banner up here. 1,500 points for 2 tier ups. Now, I'm not going to tier it up 3 times and finish it. just going to do the 2, but I'm going to go kill with my ship here. I'm going to kill some Klingons. See how much faster this goes. Yeah, I'm making sure I was in the right system, getting the right amount of points. Can be confusing for faction hunt sometime. Especially when you're in the one of these systems over here, bordering between the border between Romulan and Klingons. This little section here, yes, it's in Klingon space, but they're Romulan ships. And this section over here that I'm in is technically in Romulan space, but they're Klingon ships. So, it's one thing you want to make note of. And most of you probably know, but just to let others know, you see how there's no rep gain, but there's also no rep loss. So, it was something to do with a war between Romulans and Klingons or something. I barely remember what the storyline was. So it was kind of like they're invading each other's territory, fighting a war. No, there is not an equivalent for the Federation. It's lame because there is benefit here that you can go and kill Romulan and Klingon hostiles and not lose rep, which is a big thing that people like. Now, yes, for me anyway, I'm getting a lot less points per kill than I would like, but system is relatively close to home, and the no rep loss is a huge benefit. Getting closer. Am I done yet? No. 1 or 2 more kills maybe. That may have done it. I don't even remember was that it? Did I do it? I don't even remember how much it needed. Was it 1710? I think it was 1710. Well, let's kill one more since he's right here. And we will double check. Yep, that's a full claim here. I wonder if this went up. This actually looks like the reputation gained actually looks like it went up. Of course, if you do all 3, it's, nullified, so it doesn't matter. And let's go back into the event and check. See? Completed. Now, how fast was that? Was that as fast as dual wielding? Maybe, but you see how relatively effortless it was. Yes, it was grinding, but very effortless grinding. What did I kill? 10 ships? Or however many I killed. I don't remember. There's a difference between dual grinding and tearing up ships and maybe grinding a little. Because dual wielding, if you got 2 ships out there, you want to go as fast as possible. It can be, what's the word? More active grinding, more high stress grinding, because of how often you're hitting the button and how quickly you're having to hit the button. Can this option be less stressful for you? Potentially. I have found it to be a lot less stressful, a lot less time consuming, and feel like I more easily complete faction hunt this way. If you haven't noticed, I'm in my little wrap up portion of my video that I like to try to do, so I'm not just ending abruptly. Faction Hunt still remains to be, in my opinion, a very good event. You get faction credit. Yes, it's not as much as some other parts or events in this game. You do get some material. Yes, also, it's not as much as some other parts of the game. But you do get a very good amount of officer XP, which you can absolutely use more of. Believe me. You want your mess hall upgraded, means you got to put levels on officers. Well, to do that, you need officer XP. Yes, you also do need shards, but remember, there are so many common and uncommon officers out there. Yes, some of us are getting close to maxing all of them, level wise, too. Some of us aren't. Some of us probably already have them all maxed, and you know why they did it? Probably because of the mess hall. Get that mess hall higher, more, what is it? The more XP you put on them, the more stats these officers have, can be more beneficial to you. Also, the other benefits that come from the mess hall. Hopefully, this is something that may pique your interest in a quicker way to do faction hunt. Yes, I know tiering up faction ships can be difficult. First, you gotta acquire enough blueprints for the faction ships. It's not always easy. For me, I am past the point where I really care that much about my G3 epics, but I still do all the G3 Armada chest pulls. Get lots of blueprints that way. Right? And because of my research, mostly the efficiency research, I don't get many points in the material spend for putting components on faction ships. Though you could try to plan ahead and, let's say, put all the components on, but wait to hit the tier up button until faction hunt. Potentially reduce the amount of time you have to spend grinding, which is something a lot of us are looking for these days. Comment below. Do you still like faction hunt? After how many years has faction hunt been up? Almost 4 years probably. I still like it. And do you have maybe a shortcut way of finishing faction hunt? I try to tell you the few ways I know, but I don't know everything. It may seem like that I think I know everything because I'm the one here in a video trying to share with you information and tips and such and whatnot. But it is entirely possible you have some shortcut and information that the rest of us don't have. Share that with us, please. Be sure to like and subscribe. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.